to Business Talks with your host, Kent Adams. Join Kent now as he sits down with business and community leaders to discuss a wide range of important topics in business. Business Talks is brought to you in part by STCU and O'Brien Logistics. Now, here's Kent.
Well, welcome to Business Talks. Kent Adams here. Hope you're having a good day. And we have kind of a special treat today. Literally a treat, isn't it? And my guest today, I almost said host. I'm the host. You're the guest, right? Isn't that how it works? Okay. I told you this was going to be very casual. And so far, I'm right.
You're right on.
All right. Nathan Millsposh.
Spa.
Spa? Okay.
Mill
I knew
Spa.
I'd mess it up.
That's okay.
You couldn't have a name like Smith or Adams, right?
No, it'd be too easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. You and I talked a couple weeks ago, and I was absolutely fascinated with some of your history because you are an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you've done a number of things over the years. But let's kind of go back before we get into what you're doing right now and talk about a little of your history, and then let's move it to Nate's Nuts. And I'll try to say that with a straight face.
Okay. It's all right if you don't. That's part of the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have pretty much been in sales most of my life.
Right.
I've tried a number of different businesses, knowing that my goal in life was to own my own business, hopefully corporation, and get pretty big.
Was that something early on as like a high school student or
It
something?
was. Young in life, I knew that at one point I would be my own boss. I knew that all the paths that I'm taking, the different sales that I did, and the different jobs that I did were all pieces of the education that I was going to have to eventually be where I am now. So a lot of hurdles, a lot of failures. A lot of great
But we learn
lessons.
from our failures,
exactly.
don't we? I mean, that's what I think they're put there for us, is to learn from that. Because
That's true.
we don't repeat them. We might pick other things to fail on, but we don't repeat them, right?
It's true. And sometimes I think the more ways that I fail, the better ways I find to do things. Which failures happen a lot. Even with Nate's Nuts, we had a rough first year. But we recovered and successfully moved forward.
Where does that desire come from, to even in the failure of your first year, to move forward?
Well,
because there has to be something burning inside for you to do that. It would be easy to walk away.
It is. It's very easy to walk away, but I just have always believed that life's given me these lessons to get to where I need to go.
Right.
And so when the failure comes, it just gets the mind working of what can I do to fix it. There's only two choices. You either quit and give up and move on, go get a job, or you figure out how to fix it and move forward.
Yeah, but we don't want a real job, do we?
An entrepreneur is far more work than a real job.
And
That's
the fantasy sometimes, is that, well, I can be my own boss, and therefore everything is easy. It's not.
It is not.
Because everything stops at your desk, doesn't it?
It does, yes. But, you get to be creative a lot.
Yeah.
You get to be flexible with your time.
Right.
Sometimes I'll have a hard day, and I might be in some places. I'm active. I love to skateboard and paddleboard and snowboard, all that stuff.
Yes.
So there's some times where I'm having a rough day, and I happen to go by the skate park. I can jump in and do a little skating and go right back to work right afterwards. So
right.
I'm lucky in that aspect, but also 12 o'clock at night, pounding numbers out in my head and trying to figure out what the next step for
Was
the next
that you
day
calling
is.
me the other night late at night?
It wasn't.
But we do that, don't we? I mean,
do,
literally,
yes.
My poor staff, Vinny especially, I will text him something, even at night or on the weekends, that I know he's not going to be doing anything at home for us, but I think of it, and now it's on his agenda, not mine.
Exactly. So I got something funny about that. We're going to have a big birthday bash January 4th out at Players and Spectators, and a close friend of mine helps me run that birthday bash.
Okay.
And so the other night, I had an idea pop in my head, and the first thing I did was I got on my phone and I texted her, hey, I got this great idea. I need you to go ahead and put this in. And she nicely replied, paper and pen, Nate. Write that down. So instead of sending her text, she wanted me to just put that in note for her and give it to her another day instead of texting her at 9:30 at night.
I
right?
hear you.
So sometimes you just can't control the urge to get that information.
No, and honestly, and you know this too, we live off of our iPads and phones and
We do,
everything
yes.
else. And who was it I was talking with yesterday that said, no, I don't need to write that down. I put it right on my phone.
Yes.
And I'm going, okay, that shows the difference in age too.
Right.
Because, my problem today is that I can't really write much. Everything has to be keyboarded because on the computer, iPad, and everything else.
Yes.
And so I have tough time sometimes reading my own handwriting, okay,
I
which
do
was
the same.
not good, not good to start with, and mainly because I took that class in college for pre-med to teach doctors how to write. I took that class and I sailed through it.
Yeah.
No one could read my writing. They said you could be a doctor, but anyway, so much for very little levity.
Right.
What got you in? What moved you from wanting to do this to actually doing this?
It was the right time.
Okay.
I had started. I actually started with a $35 candy machine at
Yes.
one of the places that I'd worked at.
Right.
I asked them if I could put in the candy machine, and they let me. Few months later, they were interested in having soda, so I said, "Hey, let me run out and grab a soda machine." So,
But you had to pay more than $35.
I did,
Yeah.
I did. But the money from that machine was enabled me to get the soda machine.
Nice.
And then the next step, we actually our company ended up moving buildings. And when I was moving the machines, the owner of the building asked if I would put it by the school that he had in the bottom of the machine, or bottom of the building. I put him down there and saved up some money. After about a year or so, I didn't have a lot. I had right around $1,100 saved up, and that was kind of the moment where I was like, it's enough money to get started. There's lots of opportunities out there. People have definitely gotten started with less and other things.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's a good amount of money. And I had years before had this idea of the peanut company, and funny, on a trip, I spent a couple hours and I invented the whole idea, I guess, and put it all together.
Wow.
And then 2 years later, because of course I forgot about it as soon as I got home.
Yeah.
But 2 years
because
later,
daily life is back at you.
right? Yeah, it was just fun on the road.
Right.
And then I have the money, and I'm thinking about what opportunity do I have out there, and that's when the nut company came back in my mind, and I thought, I had already planned it all out. I put it all together, what we needed to do. I did a lot of research.
Yes.
You definitely want to make sure you're doing research and you're putting the right things together. I'd say I probably spent 4 months trying to figure out, what nuts am I going to get, how am I going to sell them, how am I going to package them.
Right.
Thought I did really well.
Yeah.
I really did. We started in January 4 years ago, or will be 4 years ago, and it did okay. It did. I sold some stuff around where I worked, things along those lines. After about 6 months, I figured out all the ways to fail. Pretty much. So I had,
and you implemented it then? Okay.
So I had pretty much figured out all the things that you could do wrong, even with 4 months of research.
Yeah.
I thought that I was doing it right, but in the end, I had too much product to store, packaging quality, things like that. Just all the things that I thought I had done right were actually wrong. But that's okay, because that's how we learn.
Yeah.
So what I did was fixed all the things that were wrong. We kind of rolled out again about 8 months after we started, and it took off like fire.
Wow.
We put them in our new packaging that we have, which is resealable, top quality packaging. We went with the top quality company. I must have tried 60 different nut companies to find a top quality nut company. And then we took off. We got good packaging and found great companies to work with.
Right.
Badass Brewing. We got Charlene out there is wonderful. We had Dave down at Mountain Lakes Brewing, which he's great. I mean, just lots of companies that were happy to support a small business
Right.
like myself. So
And
it
I
was
see
nice.
that a lot in Spokane. In fact, we try to focus, as you and I have talked about,
Yeah.
on small business here in Spokane. Nate, we're going to take a quick break and come back, and then I want to, when we come back, I want to talk about those changes you made, because the packaging I still remember quite well from the discussion we had a couple weeks ago, that you really improved that. And then we'll talk about where you're going, because you've got some big plans coming up.
I
don't
do,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki,
I'm Brandy.
and STCU is here for good.
O'Brien Logistics would like to invite you to try our local and regional transportation services. With Sprinter vans, lift gates, hot shot flatbeds, and expedited services, our people are ready to step in and help with your transportation needs. Our services are 24/7, 365, and we are trained and prepared to handle air cargo and Canadian shipments. Give us a call at 208-305-2311 or visit our website at o'brienlogistics.net. That's OBRIEN logistics.net.
Nate, when we went to commercial break, we were talking about that 4-month opportunity that then became an 8-month opportunity, because between month 4 and month 8, you redid some things because you thought you had it all set up the first couple of months.
We did,
But you
yes.
learned, and you learned, like I think all of us do in business, the customer out there is going to tell you what they like and don't like.
They will,
I don't
yes.
care how much you love a particular product or service. It's about the customer, and if you're not
it truly
delivering to
is.
the... And so you did something really, I thought, fascinating with your packaging and really made it different because you were listening
Yes.
to the customer.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that? What?
Well, we decided to go with resealable packages.
Okay.
The nice thing about it is, again, you can close it up. You
Yep.
don't have to worry about them falling in the vent of the car, or if you're out hiking or biking, you don't have to worry them fall out in your pocket. You can seal
Yes.
them up and save them for the whole trip. So
Right,
that
right.
was a big step.
Save them
us.
for the whole trip. I
Yeah.
ate mine going home the other night, okay?
I know.
Yeah.
But the resealable packaging does help.
Allows you to
it
do that.
does.
Yeah.
And, it keeps good quality on them. So it's important that, we put a lot of time and effort to having a good quality peanut. It's nice to keep
So the
it good
feedback
quality.
now is, you're not getting negative feedback on the packaging anymore.
No, they love it.
yeah.
They love it. And before we were having problems with it cracking, peanuts would go stale, so end up
Yeah.
reimbursing. And you want to always keep your
Well,
customers
you're spending more
happy.
time trying to fix problems.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was one of the first lessons that I did. And then the other one was it's too much product. I thought, hey, we'll just come out with a lot of popular peanuts.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too much to hold, too much to sell at first.
Too much
So-
product, meaning too many...
Too many options.
Options, okay, yes,
So you
yes.
don't really know. Luckily, I was able to say, hey, these are the 2 top sellers.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go with those. So we
Okay.
kind of narrowed it down a little bit.
So did you cut back to the 2?
We
or-
did.
Okay.
We did. We did that on purpose just because we knew those 2 were going to sell, and
Okay.
it enabled us to offer companies 2 good choices that are going
Right,
to sell
right.
and get them profit.
So what was the
ideally.
response from the public when you did that? Did they, excuse the pun, eat up on the opportunity to have the 2 choices instead of several?
They did. The nice thing about it is it took away confusion.
Okay.
When you have a third, let's say,
Yeah.
you don't know, hey, gosh, do I want the butter toffee? Do I want
So
the
you might
hot and
just say
spicy?
no.
Do I want the other? Right.
Yeah.
Instead, we gave them 2 options that are popular.
Okay.
Most people, not everybody, but most people like.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes right to what they are looking for.
Right, right. Now, you came across an experience that is not unlike what all of us might experience in a small business, and that is you had selected a very good, reputable supplier of the product and so forth, but then something happened.
It did.
Yes.
In the end,
which could make a lot of us just quit.
It
okay,
could.
you know, I mean, but
it was a very hard wall that I ran into.
What happened, and what did you do about it?
Well, what happened? We actually it was a hard to get to answer. We were growing so big, so fast, and what it came down to is the company that we were getting it from was not able to keep up with the production that we had.
Ooh.
Which at the time I had no idea. They are a very big company, but we were buying a good chunk of peanuts from them. So in the end, I can see how it happened, and as I look back at it, I could see the signs now. Of course,
but hindsight's always 20/20.
Right,
yeah.
but when you're in it, you don't.
Right.
So what happened was we were on stage 1 of 100, and if they can't take care of us at stage 1, it's gonna get rough, right?
Okay.
So it brought us down to the choice of that most entrepreneurs run into. It's you either get out or you get all the way in.
Yeah.
And we decided to get all the way in. We've already been in business for 3 years at that time.
Yep.
So this last year has been a huge growing year for us. And
right.
luckily, we still have great companies out there that are supporting and helping us with our new product and stuff like that. But we took the plunge and went out and bought all the machinery to be able to do that. So we got.
So are you producing all of this internally now?
We are. We're doing all the production ourselves.
So you control it.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's. It's a wonderful whole new world.
I'll bet.
I get to be mad scientist now all the time, which is extremely awesome.
I'm picturing that in my mind.
It really is the creativity that I get to have now
Yeah.
with new products that we're looking to come out in next year is wonderful.
Do you need taste testers on an ongoing
And
basis?
we will.
Okay,
We
guys, I
will.
think we're up to that here.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you on the list of trying out.
He's
new
got a
projects.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a few people that we work with that I
Sure.
really value their opinions. Great business owners out there again
Yeah.
that are supportive, and so just like you guys, I value your opinion. So
Yeah. So you now produce everything. Did you see a slowdown at all? Or I mean, how did that affect you? Or did it pretty much just keep rolling through, and the customer out there really probably didn't see the difference?
Well, they don't really see the difference.
No.
For me, it was a little overwhelming and crazy all at once.
Yes.
Again, as an entrepreneur, you think, well, I'm just going to jump right out, and it's going to be this easy. And then, of course, you run into a lot of walls. So I was just learning how to work the machines right was a little bit of a challenge.
I was going to say, had you ever before?
I hadn't, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was the first time for me, so I used a lot of nuts to figure out how to make sure we're getting the right badge and doing the right things. So we gave away a lot of stuff.
I'll bet.
But once we got it narrowed down to what we were looking for and gave us your creativity to do what we wanted, I think it's fabulous. We changed our old peanut, which was a butter toffee peanut.
Okay, yes.
We decided to switch that to a vegan-friendly peanut.
Right.
So we moved towards, we're calling it a sweet peanut now.
Okay.
So it's our version of a vegan-friendly butter toffee peanut.
Right.
Little
Has
less,
that helped?
I can't say either way yet because we're still
at least you know you didn't
launching
lose.
it out.
Right.
No. My feedback on it is the peanut itself, quality-wise, is
as good
incredible.
As ever.
Far better than it ever was, which it should be because now we're making it right here in town. And
you can't blame anyone, can you?
You can't, no. The crunch is incredible on it. Still nice and crunchy, but not too crunchy, where sometimes those butter toffees can get a little hard, but we don't run into that anymore. So
well, now we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll spend just a couple of minutes talking about what we're going to see online, because something's changing with you
Yes,
coming
yes,
up, right?
yes. We got a new website coming out here
right,
soon.
Right. I think this is fun and exciting. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
O'Brien Logistics would like to invite you to try our local and regional transportation services. With Sprinter vans, lift gates, hot shot flatbeds, and expedited services, our people are ready to step in and help with your transportation needs. Our services are 24/7, 365, and we are trained and prepared to handle air cargo and Canadian shipments. Give us a call at 208-305-2311 or visit our website at o'brienlogistics.net. That's OBRIEN logistics.net.
Nate of Nate's Nuts is here. We're going to finish the last segment because we've gone through your entrepreneurial spirit from a young age and being out in sales and eventually starting this company and so forth, to your lesson learned a year ago in terms of what happens when your supplier can't supply what you want. And I think they even increased the rate, the cost to you as well,
yes.
which is, you know, on the end user, all of us, when our costs go up, we either have to absorb it or pass it on to our customers or clients. So
Yes.
I get that clearly, okay? And so you've gone through that process. The packaging is working. The two nuts that you sell are working. You're roasting and doing them in-house now yourself. You've learned a lot with that.
I have, yes.
You're master chef and so forth. And something new is coming out in the next few weeks, during the month of December. And we're not very far away from December. It starts next week, but sometime in the next couple of weeks, what's going to happen to your website? And what can we then do on your website that we can't do right now?
Well, right now, we don't have order opportunities for nuts.
Right.
But in the next few weeks, we should have our new website open, which is going to be structured around being able to order our products online. Which will include all our hats and shirts and all the nuts that we offer. In the future, we are looking to do a lot of small batch style.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to continually go back and hopefully see new, exciting nuts. One that I'm really excited about is we're looking to do a peanut butter and jelly habanero peanut. So it tastes it tastes just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a little bit of a habanero spice on it.
Okay.
Ridiculously yummy. And so that's the idea of the new website, is to be able to offer small batches,
Right.
And be able to get all our
Because
great
right
stuff.
now, where can people get it?
Right now, there are many locations between North Idaho and Tri-Cities.
Okay.
We got lots of convenience stores, bars, breweries.
Right.
They are scattered all over,
Sure.
but we're growing rapidly.
Right. But people today, you know this because you're going there, people today look for things on the internet.
They do, yes.
Okay, yes, there's Friday, we're going to have Black Friday, and people will be out shopping. But there'll probably be as many or more shopping online
There
from
will be.
home, okay? And then we've got Cyber Monday and all of that. Welcome to the 21st century. So in another couple weeks, you're going to be there.
Yes,
And
yes.
I imagine you could probably order and have things come every so often and those kinds of things down the road, too?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
One of the things that
Keep us supplied in nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the things that we're really excited about is we are going to do a subscription style.
Okay.
So that people can have certain nuts sent to them
Right.
each month.
Right.
Again, it's great for active and healthy people. If you're bikers or runners or something along those lines, they're great packages to take with you on the road. So.
Great, great. Well, I always like to ask of our guests, how can people reach out and find you, even if they're looking for the current website, because it'll be the same website updated. I mean, same URL and all of that,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So you're not going to have to go hunt for something new. When it
No.
pops up new, there it is.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
how can people find you?
Well, our website is www.natesnuts.net.
Okay.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. A lot of those will link you to our website.
Yes, great.
And you pretty much can put Nate's Nuts in the internet anywhere, and it should pop up pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have to tell this, and you know what I'm going to talk about. When you came in and I met you a week ago, and I'm giving you a bad time about the name, and you looked at me like, that's not the first time I've heard. Yeah,
Exactly.
But it works, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I mean, it really does.
It does. Well, one of the things as an entrepreneur,
You got to stand out.
Yeah, you want to stand
Yeah.
out, and you want to have fun. You want people to have a good time, and
Yeah.
if they can have a good time and think about us,
Right.
One of the things I say is nutty.
Yes.
Right. It's not just a flavor. It's not a taste, but it's a way of life. Right.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is I like to get nutty a little times.
Yeah.
I'm a skateboarder, like I said.
Right.
Sometimes I want to push the limits. Everybody's got there's something out there that they push the limits on.
Right.
So I say,
Right.
hey, just get a little nutty with life. Enjoy it and have a good time, because that's what it's there for.
Nate, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to keep having you back every so often, and
appreciate it.
maybe early in 2020. It's hard to say that, isn't
Right?
it? And talk about after you've launched your website and so forth. But I love stories like this, and I love commiserating in some ways with
Right?
other entrepreneurs.
Yes, definitely.
Welcome to the world.
Yes,
right?
definitely. I love to talk to entrepreneurs, so anybody
Yeah.
ever wants to get a hold of me and bounce off some information,
right.
contact me.
Great, thank you. And thanks for watching Business Talks. We'll see you next time on Spokane Talks.
Thanks for watching. Business Talks is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Business Talks is brought to you in part by STCU. Hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Spokane Talks.